welcome everybody. Hi, Kaylee.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Welcome to a little 211 101 and referral to 0 to 5 resources 101. My name is Heidi Mendenhall. I'm the Executive Director of First Five, and I am joined by Kaylee Brisbourne.
Hi, everyone. Kaylee Brisbane, Director of 211 NorCal for United Way of Northern California.
Awesome. And we are just going to do a quick tutorial for you to remind you about how to access information about Tehama resources. We're going to start with Tehama 211 and walk you through some of the amazing resources on the website, as well as how to utilize the call centers. And then we are going to transfer into thinking a little deeply about some of the resources listed on 211, which are our Pregnancy to Preschool Partnership Resources, P2P, and how you might access some of these school readiness services for your 0 to 5-year-old children. So let's start with 211, Kaylee.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. For those of you who haven't heard about 211, let me start with what we are. 211 is a simple number that you can call and access social services, community programs, varying things that can support you in your time of need. So that phone number is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, anywhere in Tehama County. So just dial 211 from any cell phone or landline. You could also reach someone by text message. We have trained specialists that are answering those phone calls and also sitting there ready to text. You text your zip code to the phone number 898-211. All of these specialists are accessing our public resource database, which is a giant listserv of programs and resources that is pulled together by our staff people and used to connect you most efficiently to those resources. That public resource database is also available on the web, so you can do your searching at 2 a.m., at nap time, or in the early morning with your coffee. So that is this website here, 211norcal.org. And 211 NorCal is made up of 211 Shasta, Tehama, and soon to be Siskiyou County. So let's check into Tehama County today because we know that's where most of you all are coming from. So this is the home page for 211norcal.org. And when you click on 211 Tehama, the next page is going to load. You can access our services a couple of different ways. Once that page loads, you'll see that there's a services tab here, and you can look at all of the different topics and categories. We will check into children and family in just a moment. On the page, you'll notice that there's a scroller with some pictures highlighting programs and more information on how to call or text to the side. If you scroll down, you'll find the resources tabs. This is similar categories to the Find Services tab that I showed you at the top, but a little more expanded. Continuing to scroll, you'll see a keyword search. My advice, stay away from the keyword search. Our database doesn't work like Google. Just don't use it. It tends to not pull the resources in the best way.
You'll want to. That's pro tip number one. Just don't keyword search.
Just don't keyword search. It doesn't work the same as Google. Use these tabs. These tabs have definitely been curated to have the most up-to-date, comprehensive, identified info listed in there. So you do want to look at our news and events section. You want to check out our social media. Lots of one-off events are posted there, workshops, different things that aren't consistent, long-running programs. So that is the main page. When you're looking for specific services, either using those blue square tabs that we were just looking at, or here, most often our families are going to go to children and family unless they're looking for other needs. The best thing about 211 is you can come here for your children and family resources. You can also come here for your food resources or education-related resources, employment-related resources. Today, we're going to check out children and family. When you select the link, it's going to open a new tab and allow you to keep where you were on the other pages. And you can scroll through and see all of these different topics: children and education activities, parent education and support, foster kinship care. Maybe you're an auntie or an uncle or a grandma taking care of your family. We've got some special resources organized over here for you. Today, we're going to take a look at our parenting skills classes and click into that category. In this category, you'll see resources start to pop up, and they are listed here on the left side. There's also a map, and you can click into each of the resources that are listed here. But what you can also do, and I wanted to highlight today, is make a PDF out of all of these resources. So you might be in a hurry, you might be going to run errands and need to print these out really quickly. You could also be somebody who's helping out a family member or a friend, or you could be working in services yourself and be helping as a case manager. So if you click on the Make PDF of these search results link, it will pop up a download PDF link. You then click on the download PDF link and the PDF will pop up. Fair warning, there's 15 pages of resources usually. We're thorough. We have a lot of information here, eligibility, descriptions, phone numbers, point of contacts. But this is updated frequently, and there's a timestamp at the top of the page, which helps you know when was the last time I printed this out, and maybe I should go back and check the website again to see if there's been a change to these resources. So that's just some quick ways to get yourself to some handy resources for parenting, but please do come back to our webpage and check out all of the other resources we have. Give us a call, give us a text. 211 is here for you and free, 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Did I cover everything you needed, Heidi?
I think so, but I do have a couple questions. The first is just a common question I hear that, but isn't 211 just for when you're in emergency? Like if we give it out and say, oh, if you're interested in finding parenting classes, check back with 211. Do you have an answer for that?
It's a great question. We are not just for crisis and emergency. We are here for your different needs that can pop up and seem less than the crisis level, especially through the COVID recovery. We are the central hub for many of the state programs that are being locally administered. And that can be really confusing as these new programs are rolled out, but we're trying really hard to get our arms around the rental assistance programs and various different things that pop up from the state and counties. So we absolutely are here for time of fire or if there is a public safety power shut off, but we are also here if your family is struggling with mental health concerns or if somebody in your family is battling addiction. We have resources for all of those things.
Awesome. And what if I just know summer is coming and I'm wanting to find out what some of the parks and recreation programs are doing? Do you have those type of resources as well?
That's a great question. We have our resource team working with our parks departments, with our local YMCA and our local nonprofits that offer summer camps and summer programs. The special part about 211 is that we are not here to sell people on for-profit entities. We gather information for low cost or no cost supported programs. So as long as the camp or the program has some sort of scholarship or support that can be offered to families in need, then we may list it here. But you wouldn't see any high-end summer camps listed in 211 unless they were promoting a scholarship program.
Awesome. So we can rest assured that if we're finding it on 211, it is likely, like you said, low cost or no cost and affordable, or there would be a scholarship option. And if we don't foresee that scholarship option, that's when we could text or call 211 to get a specialist on the line that can help us kind of dig through and better understand the resource, right?
Absolutely. If you're not finding what you're looking for on the website, your first step should be give us a call and see if maybe it's just that you're not looking in the right place or if it is truly missing. That happens sometimes in our community, and we often review our data for what we call unmet needs, and we're able to look and see if there's gaps we can fill because that resource does exist, or we're able to inform our community on needs and say, wow, we really need some more summer camps. We really need childcare programs. We have a lot of people calling and we don't have enough resources for that. So it's always helpful to call.
Thank you so much. Well, the moral is to call or text 211 to check out their web resources. And now, of course, we want to dig in a little bit deeper to some child and family resources. And if you were to call 211, often they will refer you to our pregnancy to preschool partnership because that kind of is a one-stop shop to get connected to the right school readiness resource. So I'm going to share a little bit more about that so you can either ask more specific questions if you're a family looking for a 0 to 5 school readiness resource, or if you are an agency wanting to learn more about the resource. So what I wanted to share was, like I said, about the Pregnancy to Preschool Partnership. Now, you guys saw Kaylee look to our children and family resources, and actually when she clicked on the parenting resources, some parenting classes, one of the organizations that popped up was School Readiness, one of them that popped up was Healthy Family Tehama, and one of them that popped up was NCCDI, which is our local Head Start. those are all members of our Pregnancy to Preschool partnership. So this partnership came together so that families like you and I, because I have a 3-year-old as well, so I'm actually in search of care myself, that we can access the wealth of 0 to 5 school readiness resources in the county without having to know which number to call. So it's really a no wrong door entry. Now, there are different programs that are offered by different partners, but if you don't know exactly where you're going, you can call 528-7305 and say, hey, I have a 3-year-old like myself. I'm looking for part-time preschool. What options do you have? And they will gear you in the right direction and steer you. And they might say, gosh, there's no preschool openings right now, but we have a great home visiting program where you can learn about child development and get some hands-on child development activities. And then they'll share with you what is available. So that is our Pregnancy to Preschool partnership. It includes all of these partners at the bottom. And we come together because we know that early experiences really lay the foundation for lifelong learning and lifelong positive outcomes. So 90% of a child's brain is actually developed prior to age 5. So how you talk, how you connect and sit and engage with children, and how this happens outside the home as well is absolutely critical for setting up positive outcomes in reading, social emotional friendships, and really long-term career and development. So of our partners, we have a collaboration between Northern California Child Development Inc., and they offer early Head Start and Head Start as preschool and 0 to 3 options. They also offer some community counseling resources, as well as a parent hotline that you can call any point in time if you are just feeling like you need some support and some to prevent child abuse. We also partner with Tehama County Health Services Agency through Public Health, and they offer Healthy Families Tehama and often Healthy Beginnings, which are home-based home visitor resources. You can see, you don't need to know how to say them, just how to access them. Um, and we partner with Tehama County Department of Education, which offers state preschool and school readiness. And we also partner with our local resource and referral, which is for our private-based programs, and they will be able to connect you with family childcare offerings and other resources that might not have an income requirement, but you can be able to connect to. So all of these resources are really critical for supporting your child's 0 to 5 development. And we don't always know what you're looking for, right? Like if I'm wanting to understand if my child has a need or if they're developing their speech correctly and along a milestone or developmental continuum that's on track, I don't necessarily know to say, I would like a developmental health screening. So if you call that line that we shared at the beginning, then you can say, hey, I just have questions about my child's development and I'm not sure like what other resource I might need. They'll connect you to the right resource. They'll say, oh, you might be interested in Help Me Grow, or oh, well, if you had concerns from your doctor, maybe you're interested, you need to talk to our special education department, and they'll help know what you're asking because they have a child development background, and they really are wonderful in just listening and talking and being able to figure out which direction you want to go. It also is really wonderful to get you connected to some of those all-encompassing resources like our local Head Start, because sometimes you don't know that's maybe what you want, and in the end that is what you qualify for and you can utilize. So it's always good to just call and ask. And again, you can get to us through 211. If you're not sure, you don't remember that, remember to text and call 211, say I'm interested in 0 to 5 resources. You might not know what, and they'll get you there, right, Kaylee?
Absolutely.
So this is an important slide that has all of the Pregnancy to Preschool individual context on it. So you can actually link to these websites through this slide if you are using a SMS enabled device, and you can touch and get through to their websites. If you know exactly who you want to get to, feel free to use this. Or remember to call 211 and they'll get you to the right place. You can ask for these specific resources, and you can also press the link below to download the P2P brochure, and it will have these websites along with a little blurb about what are the resources that each of these entities and partners of the P2P partnership offer. So thank you so much for caring about your child, and thank you so much for wanting to know about resources in Tehama County. We hope that this helps you. Please reach out to 211 with any questions, and or the P2P partnership to get your child and yourself connected to 0 to 5 resources.